Welcome! Okay, it's been a while. Hopefully this video is the one that exports in time. But as you can see, we're fighting the new MOC-12 and oh my god, have I had so much fun with this. While it's sustaining both halves, it's incredible. Like truly, it's been an absolute blast. I actually recommend it. Now then, I'm fighting Aven here because Aven is particularly fun, and Aven will be one of the harder boss fights in this half in general for most teams due to how he works, due to his gambling mechanic, due to his mechanic to become invincible while gambling, and all the other stuff. I will show you a wall sustain run, one that's incredibly consistent for me and I've had so much fun doing, and hopefully you too can do afterwards. Now, unfortunately, I'm sorry to be a bearer of bad news, but I'm unable to do it with loop yet, so I cannot say I'm entirely relatable. But I will show you my rotation and how I'm having so much fun doing this. Okay, now to start off with, the reason I'm using this comp instead of my Omni breaking comp is entirely because of this lady. With Pella, I can reliably toughness break her, and once she's toughness broken, she isn't a problem. But with a Silver Wolf, I'm relying on a gamble. I'm relying on a 50-50 gamble, and I just don't like that. If I was to bring Silver Wolf, I'd perform far better on the second half against the Ventrine, but I'm not going to do that. Simply because I'd rather have the consistency than gamble 50-50 implant every time. We want to make sure that she's the one that gets slaughtered. Even though none of the bounce hits hit the IPC soldier, we don't need them to. Also, to make sure you remember, or to make sure you know, every single hit up to 6 times at the start of every cycle will apply a debuff for Akron. So that's why Ruinmaid's basic applied a debuff. Now, here's more information. You want to wait or hold Akron's ultimate, but after he summons these little IPC guys. The reason is because now, breaking them will give you performance points, and performance points are incredibly powerful. Now, as you saw, I have Pella's ultimate now, because I got hit, but due to Pella's Eidolons, even if I didn't get hit by killing these trash enemies, I would have enough energy, so you don't need to use Pella's technique. I've timed it this way so that I absolutely guarantee toughness break this lady every single time, so she's no longer a problem. If Akron's flowers were to hit the lady instead, I wouldn't need to do that, she would just be toughness broken. And like this, I can just wait. Due to the way wall sustain works, I now have God knows how many cycles in order to actually deal with this guy. Now, what I'm going to do is ult here, and hopefully, in a weird twist of fate, I'm hoping not to kill him. The reason I'm hoping not to kill him is because if I do kill him, I won't be able to get extra stacks off of him. Unfortunate. Now then, even this is an unlucky start against the Aventrine boss fight because he resisted Welt's technique, and that's just not only is it unlikely, it's unfortunate. Because with high effect hit rate, it's a very low chance of him resisting it. But it is where it is. So long as the turn skip plans were set, actually. And it does. Okay. With Ruinmaid on the team, and with Pella and Akron, even with Welt not contributing towards the toughness break, it is enough. Enough to the point where I'm scared this might straight up kill him due to wall sustain. And it is close. Okay. Now, the mission objective here is simply to farm up Welt's ult back for the second wave. Is this fine? And turn skip. Oh well, the turn hasn't been skipped, but if the imprison lands, action delay. We want to make sure we do as much as we can as fast as we can. And the reason I'm going to hold Acheron's ultimate is I want to make sure that I have the resistance ped from Ruan Mayfest. With this, Acheron is at max stacks. We basic here, we Ruan May ult, we Acheron ult, and then, with enough toughness broken, all we need is a Pella skill or a basic. Toughness broken, gives me energy, tries to act, delay. And if you haven't noticed, one more stack for the MOC modifier. Which does finish the job. I believe that was 3 cycle or 4 cycle clear, which I could have sped up if I was to use a different rotation or a different team. I'm having so much fun fighting Aventurine. Now, the way Welt Sustain absolutely works, despite Aventurine being CC resistant, despite Aventurine not having imaginary weakness, despite Aventurine having multi-phases, due to the fun behind it. Due to Welt, due to the way he works, you're able to forego Aventurine's gambling mechanic entirely. Aventurine only acted twice there, and that was the actions he was basically forced to be allowed to have. You can swap out Pella with Silver Wolf and you'd perform better against Aventurine. You can redo it, and if Welt's technique lands, you'd see even better success. Because you might be able... Sorry, I've had times where I've almost been able to toughness break him before he's even been able to act. So much amazing and fun stuff going on here. You could absolutely do this with Good Night Sleep Well. Due to the MOC modifier making up for the applied debuffs, you will have your ult up consistently. You'll be able to do it multiple times, and single target damage is not an issue with this comp, whereas in other non-Welt sustained comps you will severely be lacking damage with Acheron. If you was to properly utilize those performance points, I've managed to do 760k single target attacks against Aventurine due to the summoner at the start. Those performance points get 50% damage buff. There's just so much fun stuff going on here. I'm going to make sure to upload as many videos as I can, as fast as I can, and try to get more stuff related to Aventurine, because just Welt Sustain is so fun. And that's not even talking about how Welt Sustain absolutely dog walks this half. Many might struggle, many without Aventurine or Fujiwan might struggle with this half due to Barney. And that's because Barney does a lot of damage, and due to him being a bounce character, he might just one-shot a healer before the healer gets to do anything. But Welt Sustain handily deals with Barney to the point where I can count on my hand the number of times Barney has attacked me in that comp. It's incredible. I'm having so much fun. Welt Sustain is just so fun, and it's incredibly powerful, especially against a boss mechanic like Aventurine's, which just can screw you over. If Aventurine's gamble mechanic was to hit Ruan May there, I'd be screwed. In other teams, if it was to hit another character, it'd be screwed. But with Welt, he didn't get to gamble once. I guess Welt is just faster, and Aventurine will not win his bet against Acheron. Thank you very much, and I hope you continue to see more. Onwards and onwards.